Most people spend their whole lives trying to reach the top. They work hard, they sacrifice, they dream. And then one day, if they are lucky, they finally get there. But what if you reached the top and then chose to walk away? Not because you failed. Not because someone pushed you out. But because you believed it was the right thing to do. This is the story of Dario Amodei, a scientist, a leader, a man who gave up one of the most powerful jobs in the world because of a simple but dangerous question. What if we are moving too fast? His story is not about money. It is not about fame. It is about courage, the courage to say no when everyone else is saying yes. And if you are learning English today, fighting for your own dreams, facing your own hard choices, this story is for you. Dario Amodei was born in the United States in a family that loved ideas. His father was a doctor. From a young age, Dario was the kind of child who asked why about everything. Why does this work? Why does that happen? He was quiet, but his mind was always moving fast. While other kids played outside, young Dario was reading, thinking, wondering. He grew up in a world that was quickly changing. Computers were becoming more powerful every year. The internet was connecting people in new ways. And Dario felt something exciting and something scary at the same time. He felt that technology was growing faster than humans could understand it. He studied physics at Princeton University, one of the best schools in America. Then he studied computational neuroscience, that means the science of how the brain works, using computers to understand it. He was brilliant, yes, but more than that, he was careful. He thought about consequences. He thought about what happens next. That careful, thoughtful nature, it would define everything that came later. After years of hard study, Dario was ready to enter the real world. And the real world was waiting for him. In 2016, Dario joined a company called OpenAI. Can you imagine that? He walked into one of the most exciting and most important places in the world of technology. OpenAI was trying to build artificial intelligence AI that could think, learn, and create like a human. It was thrilling work. It was important work. And Dario was good at it. Very good. He moved up quickly. He became vice president of research. That means he was one of the top leaders. He had power. He had respect. He had a team of brilliant people working with him every day. But something was bothering him. Something deep inside felt wrong. He watched as AI became more and more powerful. He watched as companies raced to be first, not to be careful, but to be first. And Dario started to feel afraid. Not for himself, for the world. He believed that AI could be wonderful. But he also believed that AI, built the wrong way, could be truly dangerous. He raised his concerns inside the company. He spoke up. He said, "We need to slow down. We need to think about safety." But he felt that his voice was not being heard. He felt frustrated. He felt desperate. The gap between what he believed and what was happening around him grew wider every day. Then came the moment that changed everything. Imagine sitting at your desk. You have a good job, a great team, a powerful title. Your future looks bright. And then you make a decision that most people would call crazy. In 2021, Dario Amodei resigned from OpenAI. He walked away. He did not leave because he was fired. He did not leave because he found something better. He left because he believed deeply, painfully, completely that the direction OpenAI was going was too risky for the world. It was not easy. It was lonely. Leaving a place where you have worked for years, where you have friends, where you have built something important, that takes a special kind of strength. Some people called him foolish. Some people were confused. A few people were quietly inspired. Dario felt the fear. He felt the doubt. He asked himself, "Am I making a mistake?" But then he remembered why he cared about AI in the first place. He remembered that powerful technology needs responsible, careful, and honest people guiding it. And he knew he had to try. He never gave up on his belief. Never. Dario did not leave alone. He brought with him a small group of people who shared his vision. Together, they started a new company. They called it Anthropic. The name was new. The office was small. The team was tiny compared to the giants of Silicon Valley. But the mission, the goal was clear and bold. Build AI that is safe, honest, and good for humanity. It was not easy in the beginning. Building a company from nothing while competing with OpenAI, a company with more money, more people, and more attention from the world, felt like climbing a mountain in a storm. Dario worked long hours. His team worked long hours. They were determined. They were hopeful. And slowly, things began to grow. Anthropic created an AI assistant called Claude. Claude was designed from the beginning to be helpful, harmless, and honest. Those three words became the heart of everything Anthropic did. Remember when Dario was just a quiet boy who asked why about everything? Now he was building something that would ask why for millions of people around the world. From a researcher with questions to a founder with answers. From an employee who felt unheard to a leader whose voice was shaping the future of technology. Can you believe that? By 2023 and 2024, Anthropic was one of the most important AI companies in the world. Claude became one of the most used AI assistants on the planet. And Dario Amodei, the man who walked away, was now standing at the center of the most important conversation in technology. How do we make AI powerful and safe at the same time? Today, Dario Amodei and Sam Altman, his former colleague at OpenAI, are two of the most powerful people in artificial intelligence. They were once teammates. Now they are competitors. Two different visions. Two different paths. Both racing to shape the future. But Dario's legacy is not just about winning a race. It is about asking a harder question. Should we build something just because we can? His answer is always the same. We should build things carefully. We should think about the consequences. We should put safety first, even when it is slow, even when it is hard, even when the whole world is rushing past you. He showed us that walking away from power is sometimes the most powerful thing you can do. He showed us that one person with a clear vision and a brave heart can change the direction of an entire industry. The lesson is simple. Do what you believe is right, even when it is scary, even when no one understands, even when the cost is high. My friends, I want to speak to you directly now. Maybe you feel ordinary. Maybe you feel like your dreams are too big, or your English is not good enough, or the world is moving too fast for you. Maybe sometimes you feel afraid to stand up for what you believe. I understand that feeling. It is real. It is hard. But Dario Amodei felt it too. And he stood up anyway. He chose his principles over his paycheck. He chose the future over the comfortable present. He was not fearless, he was brave, and there is a difference. Being brave means you feel the fear, and you move forward anyway. You are stronger than you think. Your voice matters more than you know. And every step you take, every English word you learn, every hard choice you make is building something important. Just like Dario Amodei built something that will change the world. If this story inspired you, please give it a like. It really helps this channel grow. Leave a comment below and tell me, what is your dream? What are you building? And subscribe, because every week I share stories like this one, stories of real people who prove that courage, hard work, and believing in yourself can change everything. See you in the next story.